Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and President-elect Donald Trump has just scored another massive victory, and it's driving liberals crazy. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica, and hit subscribe, absolutely free. It really helps us out. Look, Donald Trump is on a roll, and people are getting on board. You're either going to get on board or you're going to get run over. It's that simple. And the most recent one to get on board shocked even me when Time Magazine named him Person of the Year. Now, this happened today. It's a massive victory. Liberals are incensed. But when you look at it from the reality standpoint, what happened? A, you got the greatest political comeback in modern history. You have a man who went through courts and persecution and prosecution and 2 assassination attempts. And he still became the next president of the United States. It is... You couldn't pick. How could you pick anybody else for Person of the Year? You know, other people have great years. Kamala Harris, she was put in a position. She didn't earn it. And then she lost. So she can't be Person of the Year. It's not like when Hillary Clinton actually won a primary. You know what I'm saying? This woman was just placed there. Joe Rogan, great year. Elon Musk, great year. RFK Jr., great year. But what Trump did is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's historic. They'll be teaching about this in history books. In fact, that is what the editor of Time Magazine said when he appeared on Morning Joe to explain the decision. And he said it wasn't a tough choice. I want you guys to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
All right, Donald Trump ringing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. It's connected to Time Magazine choosing him as its Person of the Year. And Time's editor-in-chief, Sam Jacobs, joins us now. Good to have you with us.
So, Sam, I don't know if this would be a controversial pick or not. It's hard to not say, given how Time's always said, for good or ill, the person who's most impacted the year. We had a trial. We had an assassination attempt. We had the most tumultuous campaign in modern history. We had rhetoric that, at least we thought around this table, was the most divisive in recent American history. And then we had a victory where Donald Trump improved in 49 to 50 states. Talk about this year, this just vertiginous year.
I think, Joe, you've made the case for why Donald Trump is Time's 2024 Person of the Year. I think we are living in the age of Trump. I think many people thought perhaps after his defeat in 2020 that his first presidency was an aberration. But what this election shows is it was not, that he is continuing a path through American politics. And I think in some ways, because we've been living in that age for nearly a decade now, the sheer extraordinary nature of this year is hard to take notice of. You just walked us through those events. Each one of those events is going to be a moment in time that historians are going to be writing about for years.
So take us behind the scenes a little bit, as best you can, of the selection process. Some of the other nominees we know about, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, Vice President Harris, of course, who Trump defeated in the election, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and others. Talk to us about these conversations here and why the choice became clear that it was Trump.
Some years, this is a hard choice. Mika, last year we talked about Taylor Swift and the decision behind that. This year, not a hard choice. We certainly asked the president-elect about many of those people who you just mentioned, and he's got opinions about all of them. But this was an obvious decision for those of us at Time.
Yeah.
You know, when I look at this, I agree with you. That had to be Donald Trump. And really the moment was the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. Because when people forget history, you say a year to them, 1973, their minds scramble what happened that year. You know. But that moment where he's bleeding and saying, fight, 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 and that moment is when Bobby Kennedy Jr. made an effort to go see Trump and talk about assassination, what happened to his father. And that moment Elon Musk endorsed him, and it kind of coalesced for Trump. And then the symbol in Milwaukee for the Republican National Committee was the bandaged ear.
Yeah.
And at that point, it started looking like it was going to be the year of Trump. Only one on the list that could have replaced that would have been Harris if she had won, and we would be talking about our first woman president, but alas, that didn't happen.
I think that is a transformational moment for Trump and for the country. We asked him about it, and he said a lot of people changed how they thought about me during that moment. It's harder to get him to talk about how it changed him.
Right.
But he certainly recognizes that a moment when he moves from being maybe a factional political leader to a cultural one.
Correct.
Simone, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm interested in the